Hello everyone, it is Kaahlan, and welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. We are right at the beginning of the very first class trial. This is exciting. I don't know what's going to happen in the trial. I'm gonna do my best. And I guess, you know, as usual, let's jump in. Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean you dive under the table.
The reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think?
What was Byakuya doing during the party? Protecting us? Eating... Did he eat any food? I don't remember. What was he doing at the party? The reason Byakuya dove under the table. If it's connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, then it's probably... Probably what? I mean, he was just watching over the case, was he not? I'm not sure if that's what it's asking from me. Let's try this first. The case Byakuya had with him, I don't need to read that. We already know that.
This may sound presumptuous, but I think that's wrong.
Okay.
Crap!
Man, sometimes I just don't know what the game wants from me. And I don't know if that means I just am not understanding correctly, or if sometimes it's just vaguely phrased. Okay. Cause like, what was he doing at the party? Nothing. He was standing there and watching over us and the case. Cool. Everyone's staring. Looks like I just made a fool of myself in front of everyone. Good. I was waiting to embarrass myself in front of everyone. It was only a matter of time, truly. The reason Byakuya dove under the table. If it's connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, then it's probably... I mean, unless it's talking about what he was actually doing when the lights were out, in which case he had the night vision goggles on and he was under the table. I mean, my gut reaction is to go with night vision goggles next. I don't know, this feels wrong. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like he had the night vision goggles on so he could get under the table, but I just don't know why, unless he was the one that planted the knife there and he was going for it. But then he died under the table. So he was probably stabbed by the poker from underneath the floorboards. But by who? I guess that would have to be Fuyuhiko. And why? Who knows? I don't know, I'm still suspicious of Taro. I'm not sure what this game wants to, I'm gonna select this. I am wrong again. Fantastic. I'm doing great. Well then, fuck. Well then I think it must be the knife then. Right? I don't know what it wants from me. This is, okay. I think I probably complained about this in the first, Danganronpa. And it's just to make me feel better about doing things incorrectly. But like, sometimes I just feel like what it asks of me, it doesn't necessarily make sense. So like, right there it was like, what was Byakuya doing during the party? And I'm like, well, he was hanging out. He was watching over the Duralumin case and hanging out in the room. But that wasn't right, and the night vision goggles weren't right, and so really the only thing I have left now is the knife, so I can assume he was going for the knife under the table. But like, how is that what he was doing during the party? Whatever. Whatever.
I can prove it with this!
Okay.
It probably has something to do with the knife we found under the table.
Does it? Does it probably have something to do with that?
Knife? Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, I am the murder weapon!
No, it doesn't. That's wrong.
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there.
How would he have noticed that? Unless he was the one that stashed it. I don't understand the line of reasoning here.
So in order to get it, he moved under the table.
Yeah? But how would he have known it was there?
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items, so I cannot deny that possibility. But how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
Yeah, good question. That's what I'm wondering.
If he knew beforehand, he probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right?
Yeah, you would think, unless he was the one that planted it. That's all I got. That's all I got to go on right now.
Then, instead of knowing about it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment.
Why? How would he have seen it right at that moment? There was a large tablecloth on the table.
Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
What, and he went sprinting across the room?
No, that's not possible.
Is it not?
What? You seem rather confident about that.
Of course. I have proof to
What
back
is she
me up.
talking about?
This is almost like a real trial!
We're getting there. During the previous statement, there was only one weak spot. But from this point on, there will be various weak spots standing in your way. No matter how many weak spots there will be only one lie or contradiction in the debate at a time. This means there will be false weak spots. If you shoot a false weak spot with a truth bullet, not only will you fail to refute what was said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. If your influence gauge reaches 0, you will fail, so please be extra careful. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or mistakes. Also, if you concentrate by holding down the space key, you can progress the argument slowly. Please use it whenever you feel like the statements are moving too fast for you to aim. However, this does consume the focus gauge, so please be careful. I don't know if I'll need to use this. That's rather overconfident of me, but I'm sticking to it. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. I will maybe have to do that. We'll see. I don't know if I'll need to use focus. Did I have that in the first game? Did I need it? I don't think so. Or I might remember it. Good luck and have fun. GGFN. Whoa, that's a lot. AC timer, night vision goggles, blood stain under the table. What? Oh, I wasn't done.
Sure Byakuya
Gaps in the
left under
floorboard.
table during the blackout.
I mean, we're talking about him being under the table, so it's probably
That sounds
the
correct.
night vision goggles.
If that's the case, during the blackout, Mr. Ham Hands must have seen the killer take the knife.
But it was super pitch black! It was so dark I couldn't see my food.
Yep, that's true. It was dark.
Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
Nope. He sure could.
No,
I was
that's
right.
wrong.
Yay. Look at me go. I did something correctly.
No, Byakuya was probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
If he was using those night vision goggles we found under the table, he could have seen what was happening.
It's only logical that he was wearing those.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Your reasoning is out of focus.
Whoa. That I really liked that art. That little
No,
art
that's
splash.
obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
What?
The other way around?
What do you mean? Explain yourself.
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
What? Based on what? We found the case for the night vision goggles in the Duralumin case, though. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Mahiru? Anyway. Were you surprised by Mahiru's sudden argument? I was, actually. Just between you and me, I was also surprised. Just kidding. I'm sorry. What the... Did the game just josh me? Just kidding. How could I ever be surprised by something like that, dummy? Now then, when this kind of argument surfaces, you will go into a one-on-one debate called Rebuttal Showdown. In this mode, you have to counter the other person's claim, draw out their weak spots, and argue against them. This sounds kind of complicated. Help? Please counter the other person's remarks with the WASD keys. Based on the shape of the remarks, it's important to know whether to cut vertically, sideways, or diagonally. What does that mean? The shape of their remarks? And based on that, you can skew the debate's mood to your advantage. The mood? What is happening? This is new and exciting, but confusing. And frustrating. On the other hand, if you ignore the other person's remarks, it will skew toward their advantage. In the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, a number that shows the sharpness of your counter is displayed. This is the number of times you can cut remarks during one round of the debate. You will lose counts of sharpness even if you miss, so please be careful. When the mood skews to your advantage for a certain length of time, the other party's argument changes. This means the conversation will develop. If that happens, they will end up divulging some weak spots. However, you cannot normally cut remarks that contain weak spots. Instead, it will skew the mood toward the other party's advantage. Plus, it's gonna be very big. Just like a regular debate, please refute any weak spots with the left mouse button. Of course, if you don't have the correct truth blade, you will not be able to cut an opponent's remark. Yo, I don't think I've been following this for at least like 5 sentences. Huh? What's a truth blade? Why don't you tell me? I am terribly sorry. It appears there has been a delay in contacting you. I will make sure the person in charge of contacting you takes a very long vacation. In this mode, truth bullets will be called truth blades. That's about it. There won't be any other changes to your handbook menu. Only the name was changed, but don't you think a change in feeling is important? If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. I have no idea what I'm doing. I had to use WASD. Oh my gosh, what am I using? Would it be the Duralumin case because that's where the goggles were?
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles.
How do I know
That's
what the
gotta be
shape
it.
of them is? I don't understand
that the
how I
killer
did
used
that
them?
correctly at all.
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's what. So those goggles were
I don't
planned in
really
advance. The
understand
killer
what
broke
I'm
into the
doing
crime
here.
scene.
Allow me to cut through those words.
No. Byakuya
Okay,
was
so
definitely
hold
the one
up.
who got those night vision
I
goggles.
was kind of just hitting whatever on WASD. Like, if it didn't break a word, I just hit a different button, basically. So, I feel like I made that look like I understood what I was doing, but I definitely didn't. I'm not really sure what it meant by, like, the shape of the words determines which way you're supposed to slash. I'm also pretty sure that I was supposed to have a diagonal slash. I don't know if I need to push, like, up and to the side or whatever. I don't know if I need, like, an up, down, and a side to side to do fucking horizontal, vertical, and diagonal. I know words. I'm really tired. Sorry, I am up late. Everyone, cut me some slack. So anyway, I don't think I really understood that. I was kind of just slicing willy-nilly, and then once an argument came up for me to cut with a truth blade, I cut. And that was it. So, congratulations to me for making that look like I knew what I was doing. Let's move on.
Definitely? But why?
Inside the Duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party, we found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case.
We can
as well.
in fact assume that. That is true.
Woohoo! I said assume. Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Is assume a clever word? A clever language?
Plus,
that
Byakuya
didn't
was
sound
the
right.
only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case, since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
It does.
Then, was that knife inside the case too?
No, I don't think so. It was taped to the bottom of the table,
If there were
actually.
night vision goggles
In
inside,
fact-
it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
You're right, but no.
It would be weird.
Yes, it would. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it would be weird. I agree. What am I talking about?
I am weird, aren't I? At times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
I don't think he's talking about food, you guys. I feel like this is inappropriate to be talking about it this time at all, but, it is Teru Teru.
Ew! You totally mean that in a
Oh,
perverted
okay, I was
way.
not the only one that understood that that was, inappropriate. Good. The knife was brought in the Duralumin case along with the night vision goggles, too? No, that's not possible. The knife was hidden in the dining hall before the party even started. I should be able to prove it. Yeah. Duct tape.
I see! There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found.
There sure was.
Duct tape.
Why does he look so concerned? What's his deal?
They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
My biggest suspects right now are Fuyuhiko and Teru Teru. Teru Teru had a lot of access to the kitchen and building in general, and he could have been lying about that one skewer going missing, and who knows, maybe he can get under the building from the kitchen. More than likely, I think there is an entrance to under the building in the bathroom, but I don't know that for sure. And then Fuyuhiko, I feel like, is just a possibility because he was the only one that wasn't at the party and would have been able to be underneath the building stabbing up at him. So, hard to say.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
That is correct.
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
He could have if he checked the undersides of the tables. Which I feel like would have really been due diligence, honestly.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid?
Oh, funny you ask. We went to his room earlier.
Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
That is a little overboard.
That's true. He went above and beyond being a little cautious.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as well. It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
Is it? I don't know if I agree with that. Maybe like performing a body check could be seen as like not okay by other classmates, which I think that's fair. But like, people could be smuggling weapons in, so maybe you should body check them.
He probably knew someone was planning to commit a murder.
Ooh, ooh.
Are you saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
No, sir.
You think so too, right, Hajime?
Yeah, I do think that he was in possession of the all-seeing eye. It's true. That's right. Byakuya probably knew there was a possibility that a murder would occur. I wish it'd stop putting the freaking menu over the top of my dialogue that I'm in the middle of reading. Stop that. What are we looking for? Oh, the letter. I got super distracted. Where is it? Probably at the end, right? Oh, yeah. There we go.
I can prove it with this.
I did it.
Everyone, can you please take a look at this?
Be careful. The first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone. That sounds so non-threatening. And I mean, obviously it's threatening because, like, it's threatening to kill, but just the way it's phrased, someone will definitely kill someone. Like, definitely. Totally, dude. It's gonna happen.
Hey, the hell is this?
Who knows?
Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage.
It looks like a threatening letter someone sent to him.
We forged it ourselves. We're both the killer.
So, who's the someone?
Nobody besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
I don't know. I think that's maybe overestimating everybody.
Wasn't me!
I don't know if I believe that either.
Are you sure?
Is she just tied up and hanging from the ceiling? You know what? Okay.
The only lies I tell are friendly lies!
I don't believe that for a goddamn second.
Those are still lies.
It doesn't matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
Yeah.
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter.
Yeah. Probably.
What do you mean?
By gathering everyone in one place, he tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each
Ibuki
other.
looks far too happy for what is currently taking place. Is she okay?
In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
But
True.
the letter might have been just a little prank.
Teruteru is acting real suspicious.
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk. His strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
He should have told us he received a threatening letter.
Yeah, you should have.
If he had, we would
But
have
hindsight is 20/20,
Byakuya
and also
probably
he's
knew
dead
that
now. Okay, Nagito. Alright.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone? I see. A strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his undoing.
It sure would seem that way.
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
We don't know.
Well, obviously, the killer.
No shit. The killer? Is it really one of us? Who is it? Among us? Among us. Who's the one? Who killed Byakuya?
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
If
That
they
would
were
be
willing
silly.
to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. But I still can't believe it. Someone in this room killed Byakuya? There's no way I can believe that yet.
Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
Yes, Queen.
What is it, Miss Sonia?
Princess.
I regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles. If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
Ooh, they didn't, because they probably stabbed him from underneath the ground.
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision
I feel like
goggles.
that rules out Teruteru.
But if the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark, it would have been difficult to see it in that darkness.
Yeah. No, the killer definitely used a mark. And because of this mark, the killer was able to get the knife from under the table into his hands. Yeah, it was glowing paint. We saw that.
I see! What if the glowing paint was the mark? With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark. In actuality, the knife we found under the table
Yeah?
and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Does that mean the killer painted them in advance? But
Yes.
painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen.
Well, yeah, obviously that was contrived.
They had to have already known.
These
That's why
people.
they used the glowing paint as a mark. Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
That
Yo.
seals it. The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker.
Nope, wrong.
Which means it was you, Peko
Okay,
Pekoyama.
look, Kazuichi's gonna have to die if he keeps attacking my girlfriend like this, alright? No mercy, bitch.
Peko killed poor Byakuya? Was this island not big enough for 2 glasses wearers?
Yeah, that's it.
I am not the killer.
Obviously.
Oh, I guess she's not.
Yeah.
How can you believe her so easily?
But with Peko's height, I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker in the office.
Good point, Makan.
I don't care about a technicality like that. Peko's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout.
No? By tripping the breaker directly from the office, Peko was the one who caused the blackout? Is that really what happened? No. After this debate, blue-colored weak spots will start appearing. If we call the weak spots you've seen up until now argue spots, the blue-colored weak spots will be called agree spots. When shooting agree spots with truth bullets, you need to flip your way of thinking. Instead of arguing that the other person's testimony contains lies or mistakes, please fire the truth bullets that prove the other person's testimony is correct. Wow, this is wild. When your truth bullets merge with their weakness, it will become a logically sound agreement. Isn't it a little hot in here? From now on, you must infer whether it's best to argue or agree based on what's being debated. Oh, I'm gonna be terrible at this. Fuck. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. I'm sorry, what were the controls to agree? I did not pay attention, I guess. Unsurprisingly. Teru, Chiaki, and Nekomaru.
Since
I want to review the controls. Does it say... Oh, is the only difference just that it's blue to agree and orange to disagree? Okay. Since Peko was in the office... Yeah.
She could have caused the blackout at any time.
No.
That's impossible. Huh? Why is it impossible?
I don't know what
Because I was
everyone's
not in the
accounts were
office.
about.
Not even before the blackout.
What happened to your guard duty?
Sorry.
Oh, you weren't in the office? That's clearly a desperate excuse.
What? Just from listening to Peko's testimony, it's not weird to doubt her. But I feel like I spoke to someone during the investigation who totally backs up her testimony.
Since Peko was in the office,
I don't know who was doing
she could
what.
have caused the blackout at any time.
Was it
That's impossible.
Nekomaru? I don't remember what everybody's account was, to be honest.
Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
Oh,
I
fuck.
agree with that.
Was that right? Oh yeah, it has to be if I
No,
got the
I think
animation,
Peko's
right?
telling the
Okay,
truth.
okay. I just couldn't remember who told me what.
Don't tell me you're crushing on
Oh, I
Peko.
am. Hard. She's great. Love her. Girl with a sword. Give me more of that.
Hey, it's nothing like that at all.
It's a little bit
Nekomaru's
like
account
that.
is actually Peko's alibi.
Okay. I've been trying to use it many times, but the door just won't open at all.
It's true. Someone was occupying the bathroom for a long time shortly after the party started. And it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
For some reason, I didn't think she was the one in the bathroom. I thought she maybe went to the bathroom someplace else. But yeah, that makes sense now. Okay.
Everyone else besides Peko was in the dining hall after the party started, right?
I see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Peko.
Yeah.
I
I guess that would be true.
What?
You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier!
What? That's none of your business.
There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you're so insensitive.
If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. It's shit.
I think Nekomaru might have a shit fetish.
Oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no
I'm not
way
gonna
she'd
elaborate
admit she was
on that.
taking a shit.
Hey, weren't you guys taught any basic manners, or were you raised in a locker room?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. How about we stop talking about this and move on to something else?
I am gonna have to agree. How about we stop talking about this and pick it up in the next episode? Hey, thanks everyone for watching. I'm a little tired, so I'm sorry if this was off the rails in some parts. I appreciate you all for watching. As always, if you're enjoying the series, please like, comment, or subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye!